Hey everyone, hope you're all well. Today I want to talk about listening. And so I've asked the question, sorry, what was that? Because it's something that we often say when we're not listening. And particularly in relationships, whether that be mother, father, child, or husband, wife, partner, or any close relationship, friendship, if you're not listening, what you're really saying is that other person's point of view, their opinion isn't valid. And that's huge for people because it's knocking their self-esteem and their confidence. And what happens is you get into a cycle whereby if you don't listen when they speak, and they know, we all know when we're not being listened to. Sorry, what was that? Is a prime clue, as is the vacant expression, or the sorry, what, that kind of thing. But what happens is, if that's happening on a regular basis, you tend to end up thinking, oh, I'll just wait to say anything. And so you stop communicating, they stop communicating to you what they need because you stop listening, and therefore you damage their self-esteem, and you basically, they withdraw from you because they think, well, they don't care, they're not listening, I'm not important. So it's very big. So listening is actually one of the most important things we can do in relationships. And unfortunately, what tends to happen, especially like in arguments, we don't always listen to what they're saying, or we listen but we only hear what we want to hear, and then we think that they're blaming us, or they're having a go at us, and then we get on the defensive and we attack back, and it just creates this whole snowball effect where the argument just gets completely out of hand. Whereas if you stop and listen to what they're saying and really take on board the feeling behind the words, then actually you can, 9 times out of 10, you can probably avoid an argument, and you can create much healthier relationships. And like I say, this isn't just about partner relationships, this can be friendships, it can be like with relatives, any relationship that where you are communicating, if one party isn't listening, then the communication will break down, and that will ultimately lead to arguments and a breakdown of the relationship completely. Because when you feel that your opinion isn't worthy, like I said, internally you start, it either reinforces that belief, and particularly if you have mental health problems and someone isn't listening to you, you probably already have a belief about yourself that you're not important, that you're not worth listening to, that your feelings aren't valid. And so them not listening just is proof of what you already believe about yourself anyway. So you just end up withdrawing even further. You go deeper into your shell. Then you feel lonely. You feel more unhappy. And you don't want to be around that person because you think that they're the one that make it. You feel like that. And that's how these things spiral. So if you find that you're not listening or you're not being listened to, then address it. Either make a concerted effort to listen, or say to someone, I'm really sorry, but what I've got to say is quite important, and I would appreciate it if you would listen and give me your full attention. And that's hard, I know, but it's important, because otherwise you go down this spiral into loneliness, which will massively impact on your mental health even further. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope that you've listened, and I hope that you will listen to your significant others a lot more after hearing this. So take care, everyone. Bye bye.